Greetings. This reading is going to be for fire signs. So if you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, then that means this reading is for you. First and foremost, Holy Spirit, casting away all dark energies sent to harm or disturb me, my loved ones, and you, fire signs. So this is going to be an illumination reading, and we're going to hop right into it. Holy Spirit, what is happening right now for fire signs? Okay, fire signs. Okay, so right now, fire signs, you are definitely in Queen of Wands energy as to where you know your magic. Okay, you're realizing that you may have attracted energies that, weren't really living in their truth. They definitely had a lot of secrets, a lot of things that they kept to themselves, and you remained optimistic, but after a while you just realized, no, I gotta get away from these individuals and stay away from these individuals. Them no business. What else for fire signs, Holy Spirit? And you're also learning to think carefully, especially about the things that affect your future, that affect your Ten of Pentacles, your legacy, your generation. So fire signs, you're definitely in the energy of breaking a lot of generational curses. And now what's coming in for you, fire signs, is a lot of generational wealth. So you definitely have a lot of seeds that's about to sprout. And you're definitely learning from trial and error at this time. But you're also realizing, like, when you go against your intuition, that is when, a lot of things happen. So it seems like things are moving pretty smoothly as you continue to follow your intuition. So that's really good. So maybe in the past, like, you had some emotional challenges. You were lacking confidence at one point in time. You were very unsure about things, but as you continue to let go of materialism, you started looking deeper than, the surface level. That's when you really got to the nitty-gritty of your healing, and it really affected you in a positive way. Okay, someone was definitely dealing with an emotional manipulator with this Page of Swords. This individual, their energy crazy, because now they're feeling overwhelmed. Like, they're feeling very chaotic. This person thought they were a player, but in actuality, they feel very alone. Okay, this person has to be around others as like a distraction from them really holding themselves accountable. So that was a way of like deflection for them. But the Most High is definitely standing on business at this time, where they are no longer able to run from their problems. They really have to face whatever's going on with them head on. Okay, so this individual has been completely isolated, and they're realizing that they were the mess. Okay, they're realizing that, they were the ones causing a lot of the chaos and a lot of these things to happen, and it led to a lot of emotional blockages. Someone was also dealing with like a lack of self-love at one point in time. Let's see what else, Holy Spirit. Yeah, and you'll also be having a lot of resolution from any conflicts that you could have been going through. Yeah, so it'll definitely be a positive outcome if this is something that you were worrying about. Holy Spirit, how can fire signs move with ease and grace? All right, so you can move with ease and grace by making sure that you're, breaking free from any outdated mindsets that you may have. Okay, somebody definitely did not have the guidance, the proper guidance that they had growing up, and you're definitely realizing that you are a rebel and you're rebelling against all of these illusions, all these negative things that people tried to cast upon you. Okay, because the Emperor card came out in reverse. So in the past you definitely were lacking like boundaries in some type of way, but you're definitely learning how to navigate that and to move forward, and in turn you now are able to maintain healthy boundaries. And also, it's not so hard for you to maintain these boundaries as well. Like, you no longer have guilt for standing on your boundaries, and this has helped to relieve a lot of mental blocks that you may have been feeling. Okay, yeah, and it's causing someone to feel very unbalanced. They are feeling very unstable. So it's really good that you were able to, stay consistent and stay on your routine, especially when it comes to loving on yourself. Because there was someone that was very arrogant that was in your energy. And you separating from this energy definitely helped you, because they're stuck in the past. And while they're stuck in the past, they don't really know how to move forward. You're having a lot of forward momentum. And you're also very balanced, okay? You're definitely moving in the right direction. So that's really good, fire signs. Yeah, you're definitely a divine being. And, you know, you're very hopeful as well. You know, you're hopeful for your future. You definitely follow the signs and synchronicities from the Most High, Yahweh, the universe, the Holy Spirit. And that's a really good space for you to be in. All right? Holy Spirit, what are fire signs learning from this cycle? Okay, so right now, you're learning that in some type of situation, like the situation could have to do with the Gemini, or it could just be some type of union, some type of bond. Not necessarily romantic connections, but it could be, take what resonates. But you're realizing that, you know, you need these harmonious relationships. You were probably in that feeling of you were around some people, but you felt very excluded. You felt very alone. And as you started to love yourself even more, you're at harmony with yourself, and you're no longer feeling excluded anymore. And that's really good because you're learning to depend on yourself. You're not, you know, looking to anybody else for validation or anything like that. Holy Spirit was currently leaving for fire signs. All right, so I got Two of Swords. So what's currently leaving is you being baited into different things. It seems as though somebody might be baiting you into some type of situation, but that feeling is currently leaving to where, you know, you had to be on edge, you know, and this is definitely going to also lead to a lot more balance in like your personal life, like your social life, as long as you follow your intuition. And then also make sure you're at peace with all of these decisions that you're making, okay? Because that'll definitely make it easier, okay? There's somebody in your energy that is unable to let go. And they're unable to let go because they're feeling stagnant now that, you know, you're no longer in their energy. And they're definitely not having a good time. They're definitely, you know, probably trying to drink or smoke or do whatever to, you know, mask these feelings that they're feeling. But none of that stuff is working anymore because the Most High has definitely isolated them to the point where they have no choice but to self-reflect, okay? And it's causing them to feel stagnant because they're still stuck on the past. You know, they're not trying to move forward. They're not trying to heal. They're not trying to grow. But fire signs, you are. So that's really good. Okay, someone was very dishonest, and you know, this dishonest type of energy, you realize that you couldn't deal with it anymore. And you did a lot of hard work to get to this point. It definitely was not easy for you to get to this point, but you definitely did it. So make sure you're managing your energy just to prevent you from being burnt out. You know, take the time to rest and relax. You know, you could work, but you can't just work. You still need to take the time to yourself. Okay, so definitely try to prioritize that. All right. You definitely won't lose momentum because you definitely can heal through rest and relaxation. You definitely are doing a lot of work through rest and relaxation. Okay? Holy Spirit, what's on its way in for fire signs? Alright, so what's on its way in is you're going to get some type of communication, okay? And this communication, their goal is to have you stuck into some type of karmic cycle and to deal with some self-doubt. But you guys are definitely persevering, so definitely continue to persevere because your horizons will definitely expand as long as you move on from whatever type of energies this person is trying to throw at you. So definitely don't be baited into anything that does not serve your highest good, okay? So definitely follow your intuition because you're going to know. This person's going to try to confuse you, okay? And it's because they're lacking direction while you're moving forward. But you guys are definitely in a good, you have good emotions. You're definitely very calm. You're not you know, your mental is not all over the place like that other individual is. So you'll definitely see the difference between who's actually focused on healing and who's not. Okay, this fresh start, this new beginning that you on, you following your intuition, is definitely leading to a lot of new opportunities for you. So that's really good. You're definitely following your instincts, okay? And that's what's leading to these new beginnings. Holy Spirit, what's fire signs medicine for the moment? Yeah, your medicine for the moment is you will experience a breath of fresh air. Or this is something that you're experiencing now. Like you're finally able to breathe. You're finally able to, you know, be calm, to enjoy the things in your life that you used to enjoy in the past before this person, you know, put this gray cloud above, you know, whatever was going on in your life. Okay, you made these necessary changes, especially when it came to your fears and your self-doubts, because that definitely held you back from a lot of things. You might have missed some opportunities, but you're realizing that, you know, rejection was divine protection. Okay, and you know, whoever played in your energy, they're definitely resisting change at this time, and they literally had a choice. They had their options to do it. You guys were being too hard on yourself. Okay, you were definitely a little too generous with these individuals. So it's like, as soon as you pulled your energy back, they definitely felt that shit. Okay, yeah, King of Swords came out. So that's representing that other individual. You know, their mental is completely fucked up. I feel like I said that multiple times in this reading, but yeah, this person is really going through it. Okay, they're feeling stuck, they're feeling stagnant, they're refusing to heal, and they also are not praying. So that's definitely not your energy, fire signs. These individuals are definitely, you know, in a karmic cycle. They're stuck in a karmic cycle, but what's to come in is these necessary endings. You're gaining a lot of closure, and it's gonna lead to a lot of forward momentum in a situation that you felt was stagnant. So it could have been like a money situation, or it could have been a love situation, but this King of Pentacles out here is letting you know that your Pentacles is definitely on the way. You definitely have some funds coming through. You definitely have a lot of new opportunities. Like, definitely you're gonna be contacted about some opportunities that's gonna lead to a lot of money for you. If I'm talking to a feminine, you definitely are gonna be in contact with your divine masculine soon. If you're masculine, flip and switch it. You'll definitely be in contact with your divine feminine soon, and this goal is going to be achieved through all the work that you're doing. Okay, you're definitely manifesting at this time, and you're manifesting through your soul searching, through you being in this period of solitude. So it's definitely putting you in a good place, because you had choices, you had decisions. You know, you could have chose to be low vibrational, but you chose to be high vibrational. You chose to believe in yourself. You chose to believe in the Most High, and when the Most High told you it was time to move forward, you did that, because somebody was causing you a lot of heartache with this Page of Cups. Like, they definitely had you in your feelings, and instead of dwelling on it and struggling to see the bright side, you decided to grow. You decided to look towards the sun. Okay, and that's what's leading to your Nine of Pentacles. That's what's leading to a lot of abundance for you. So you definitely are confident, and what you're being called to do is definitely practice gratitude. And Nine of Pentacles also represents entrepreneurship. So somebody could be thinking about taking some new business endeavor, you know, an entrepreneur like type of journey. So this is your message to go ahead and do it. Okay, your wishes will be fulfilled. Okay, closing messages for fire signs, Holy Spirit. Yeah, and it's because you're honest. Like, you don't lie about who you are. You definitely are a person that lives in your truth, and you speak the truth, and you live in your truth, and that's what gains a lot of clarity. So it's leaving others to, you know, be wondering, because, you know, they're definitely mysterious. They definitely hide important parts about themselves, but you moving forward and standing in your magic, standing in your power, praying is definitely leading to this wish fulfillment. All right, if this resonated, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Continue to live and love and light. Bye.